We got to match the hatch V62. I've done this one before. We're doing it a little bit different. So if you're looking at some of the older videos, or if you want to scroll back and type in Green Country Customs V62, I'm changing the colors I use to match this, and I think I've really got it dialed in. It's a little simpler than before due to a wicked color that I found, and so here we go. This is the bait, obviously in a Magnum wort, an original. Probably a little bit faded. You know, this is probably a few years old, but in really, really good condition. So hadn't been exposed to a whole lot of fishing pressure or maybe even a whole lot of sunlight. So customer sent me these wiggle worts already prepped. So a big thank you goes out to Don in Oxford, Connecticut. Appreciate it. Appreciate you waiting a little bit for me to get to this lure, but I think you will like what you get. So V62 wiggle wort, here we go. We'll set that one as a reference off to the side. And the first thing we're going to do on this particular pattern, and you can do this in any order, but I'm going to go ahead and throw the crawl stencil down and get that out of the way, just because it makes it a little less subdued as to, you know, if you put that stencil down last and the black lines really stand out, which isn't a bad deal. But we're going to do it first. I do this on many occasions. So I'm sure it's pretty difficult for you kind of to tell what I'm doing on these smaller lines. You just spray straight through them. Make sure you get at an angle down here underneath. What I try to do here is spray the contours and then just come back and spray the middle so that I get a little bit of fade in the larger openings. And, you know, we'll take this apart and give you a look and see if we got that accomplished. There we go. So you can see how dark that particular bait is. And see here's a connecting line that didn't get connected like it did on this side, which is not a big deal. Okay, so back on our X-Acto handle. I get questions about this all the time. That's all these are. You've kind of got to break those things in. Once you get some of these hook hangers to go through them, then you're off to the races. So we've got 5 of these to do, and I'm not going to bore you with that, but we'll move right along on this one to our first color. And this particular color is one of the big changes to this year's pattern or the way we're painting them. This is a very popular color that I paint. V62, V63, Missouri Crawl. A lot of those are highly requested color match patterns for the old wiggle warts. I'll go over the colors used in this at the end. We're just going to go down about halfway. We want to leave some of that natural color just like the original in between. So now we're just going to fill in that top and darken it. Again, this is going to take 3 coats. So I'm going to go back and hit a few of these others. And you can see I've already pretty much started those. And you'll be able to kind of see the transition of how much darker that one is. So that one looks spot on. This one needs a little bit more. You want to leave the corners of the bill, if they want the bill painted, You want to leave those corners open for that real bright fluorescent orange that's going to be coming a little bit later. So oh man, these warts are in really, really good shape. Don, you got a hold of some good ones. They all have rattles that are working in them. So here's the one we started with, just to kind of give you an idea. These have 3 coats, and this one has 1. Okay, so we want to get to that 3-coat color. Now this one's got a lot of black up on the top, and we're going to put a little bit of black right here in the nose, and that's what we're about to do. So because we want it to be somewhat faded with that paint, a little bit of that paint over the top that kind of that'll kill that black out just a little bit. This will stand out quite a bit more on the sides, make it look more realistic. So I think we're pretty close. You got to check each and every one of them and see if you've got your color matched like you want it. And I think we're there. We're going to just hit just a little bit more on a couple of them. And first, I'm going to add that little bit of black to the nose of that back and just let it fade back a little bit. All right, I think we've got it. Now we've got to do our orange belly, red eyes with the little black spot, and I think we're in business. That's as close as a match as you can get. I truly believe it. Now we're going to hit those corners of the lip. While we got it in this position, then we'll flip the bait. All right, for the yellow belly, or yellow orange. putting a little red on the eyes. Probably should put a little white behind it, but we're gonna go with it here. Layer it in. Turn my air pressure down a little bit. I think it's kind of rubbed off there, but V62. So what we've changed up, instead of mixing brown and red together, we've gone with a Wicked Red Oxide. Makes it much simpler. 3 coats, kind of light coat, then, you know, a little bit heavier, a little bit heavier. You might have to go 4. If you want to do a comparison to yours, then, you know, again, we're looking at this color right in here. And, you know, I think we've completely dialed that in. Now, this one's got a little bit more black. You know, obviously the crawl markings and stuff come up into the back a little bit more. But that color matches it to a T. We got some red eyes. We got obviously black, transparent black for our markings. And then we've got a fluorescent orange. So that's how we do the V62. Guys, appreciate you stopping in, supporting the channel. Links in the description to all the paints that I use and all the tools. I do get a little bit of a kickback off of that. That helps me just continue painting, buying paints, things like that. So appreciate your support. If you are interested in starting and needing some airbrush products of any kind, anything to do with crankbaits, it's in the description, video description below. Once again, do not forget to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and by all means comment. Let me know what you think of the V62 match. So until next week, Green Country Customs signing out.